Hey guys, it's Andy from Magoo Investing. Today I'm continuing my series talking about the top stocks on Robinhood, and today we're talking about Chesapeake Energy, ticker symbol CHK. And this is a company that I've kind of heard the name of it, didn't really know anything about it, so then I went through the list of the top stocks on Robinhood and was kind of surprised to see an energy stock up there. It makes sense when you see a lot of the companies on that list, like Snapchat, Amazon, GoPro, stuff that we've talked about in the past that are kind of consumer companies, something that a young person would already know going in. So that's why I was kind of surprised to see an energy stock on there as well. And similarly to when we talked about GoPro a couple days ago, Chesapeake Energy has not had a good time in the past 5 years. GoPro was down, I think, 96% in the past 5 years, and Chesapeake Energy is around pretty much the same. So this begs the question, why are people putting their money into these companies that have this horrible track record? And you can see on the app, you can go to the 1 year, the 5 year chart, and if you see a company that's gone down 95% in the past 5 years, still don't understand why people are putting their money into it. When we talked about Micron, MU, yesterday, that was more of a better stock. Zynga, also a better stock. But GoPro and Chesapeake Energy just kind of baffle me that people keep putting their money into stuff that has a track record of doing poorly over the past couple years. However, with Chesapeake Energy compared to GoPro, I actually do see some potential plays in here. So now we're going to hop on over to the computer and we'll talk about the potential short or long-term plays that I see for myself going forward. Also, I am not a financial advisor. I highly recommend talking to a professional and doing your own research before making decisions about where to put your money in these investments. So here we are on Robinhood again, looking at the 100 most popular stocks. Today we're talking about Chesapeake Energy. We're going to have to go down a little bit to find it. There it is right there, with 99,000 people owning the stock, with a 12% buy rating. So that's not really a great sign. So when we take a look here, down 1% on the day, first thing that's popping out, it's $1. So not very attractive in my opinion. And then let's go to the week. Week looks all right. Month, not so much. 3 month, yeah, slightly better than the 1 month. 1 year is oof, and 5 years is even worse. So we'll take a look over here. The analysts say 12% buy, 48% hold, and 40% sell. Earnings have been dipping recently. And now let's take a look at the chart. And so this is the 10-year 1 day. We can go back even further, and the farther back you go, the worse it looks. So it looks like it peaked out at $34 in February of 2011. So that's a long time. So it's been sliding for a while, with the current price sitting at $132. Let's see. So kind of like GoPro, it's been sliding for a while. So that makes me not want to be taking a long-term position. But let's shorten up the time frame and see if we see anything. First thing that's really kind of catching my eye is this potential support and resistance right here. So let's start drawing some lines and see what we see. So that looks like a nice support right there. It's touched it once, twice, almost 3 times, and 4, and it's kind of hanging around there ever since. And then let's look for a potential price target in case it wants to actually come up. Let's see, it's been a support there. We'll draw it there. So that's kind of the play I'm looking at right now. Don't see much of an upside above that, but let's look to see how much a percentage that play would be. From support to resistance, we're looking at 30%. So that's a crazy margin for profit. So the potential play that I may be taking here, if I actually decide to take a play, would be to entering right here would not be that bad. I would rather wait until it comes down back to the support. So I'm going to set an alert for that. If it comes down and retest that, then it'll be on my radar again. So what I'd be looking for is to retest the support down here, take a position in this zone, and the reason you draw these zones is it gives you a place where you cut losses in case something goes south. So it gives you kind of a percentage or two where you'll let the stock do its thing, kind of move around, and if it doesn't work out well, you automatically just sell your shares and take a small loss. So in this case, you're taking a potential like probably 2 or 3% risk to make 30% if it actually works out the way I think it might. So the risk reward ratio is pretty good on here. Short term, probably the only good trade you could see on here. Long term, I would stay away from the stock completely, because I will not be taking a position long term, as the track record over the past 5 years looks like that, and that's not good. And then finally, I'll talk about this. With stocks that are hanging out at such a low price, I just never feel confident really taking a position in them. I've talked about in the past that the $10 price point is about my cutoff for the lowest I'll go, and sitting at $1.30, oof, that's just not the type of stock I'm looking for. Although this play looks attractive, kind of the price, how it's done in the past, really makes me not want to take a position in this stock. So that's just my opinion. Now let's hop on over to look to see what the analysts say. So the price forecast, you have to the upside a high of $5 up 277% and a low of down 62%. So that is a very wide range. And so you just got to know that if you're thinking about taking a position in this stock, there's a lot of risk involved. As you can see, it's near the 52-week low, down 37% on the year. Does have some potential great upside, but I don't see anything in the charts that are indicating that it'll go in that direction that fast. And then over here on Yahoo Finance, they're kind of feeling the same way I am, where the midterm play looks decent and they don't really see anything short or long term. So for once, I'm actually agreeing with the quote-unquote experts. I'm nowhere near an expert, but I have my own opinions, and that's where I stand. So overall, Chesapeake, if you're going to be taking a position, if I'm going to be taking a position, you have to know the risk involved, where if something's down 95% in the past 5 years, there's no real indication that it will change anytime soon. And so if I was going to be taking a position here, I would only be looking for that short-term swing trade that I talked about in between the support and resistance. If it breaks out of this zone, maybe a little bit more attractive. I'd want these 50 and 200 day moving averages to cross for a golden cross for me to have any sort of thought that maybe the stock will be recovering. So until that happens, I will be staying away from the stock until this alert hits, and then maybe I'll take a look at it again. So overall, Chesapeake Energy is not as doom and gloom as GoPro was, but still does not look very great on the charts. I did talk about the potential play that I might take in the future, based on the really strong support and resistance lines that it's been following for the past 6 months. But still, I don't love trading stocks that are under $10. When you're trading a stock that's only $1, I hate having to buy a weird number of shares just to get my normal position size. I'd much rather get like 5 shares or something and be confident with that than having to buy, I don't know, 70 shares just to have somewhat of a normal position size for me. Even 70, man, I'd need like probably 200 shares to have a normal position size, and I just really don't like that. It's a personal preference. I just don't enjoy trading stocks that are under $10. That's just me. That could be different for you though. So my own personal opinion, I see the potential short-term play with the support and resistance. I do really enjoy the potential margins for profit with, I think it was 25% to the upside, and then you're only risking 3 or 4% before it breaks that support. So that's pretty attractive for me. Long-term, I don't see any reason to be in the stock long-term. When we looked at the analysts on the computer, they kind of agreed. They were positive for the medium term, which would be the swing trade that I was talking about, and then they were kind of unsure for the short and long term. So kind of on the same page for that one. I do see more potential than the GoPro stock that we talked about a couple days ago, but this is not a company where I would be putting my money for the long term. And with almost 100,000 people trading Chesapeake Energy on Robinhood, I'm always kind of surprised that people pick stocks that they don't know what it is, it has a bad track record, and there are plenty of other great opportunities on the app, and the fact that it says that very few of the analysts actually recommend it on the app itself. It's surprising that people keep putting their money in there. Maybe it's because the really low price of $1.30 currently is kind of attractive to people that are just starting out compared to only being able to buy 1 share of a single company. All right, in conclusion, Chesapeake Energy, not the worst short-term play or medium-term swing trade. Don't love the short or long-term potential of this stock, but it's better than the GoPro that we've talked about. But if I was going to take a position in any of the stocks that we've talked about this week, Chesapeake would be the best swing trade in my opinion, and then Zynga and MU would be the better long-term plays. So let me know if there's a stock or an idea you'd like me to go over in the future, because I'd love to talk about it in a future video. Also, if you learned something from this video or you enjoyed it at all, I'd really appreciate it if you hit that like and subscribe button, as it would help my channel out a lot. And thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next video.